Hi, everyone. My name is Millie, and I'm the director of the Iris Project. And I am here to welcome you all to this year's Iris Prize ceremony. Now, as much as I wish that we could all be together in person, there is something incredible about hundreds, well, almost 100 of people across multiple time zones. Some of you just waking up while others are about to go to sleep, gathering here to celebrate this year's prize winners. This year is the fourth year of the Iris Prize. And if these 4 years have taught us anything, it's this. When young people are trusted and resourced, their impact is extraordinary. They are not only leaders, but collaborators, making waves from within their communities, and for the environment. Now, in a world facing immense challenges, young people, I believe, are one of the greatest resources that we have. Over the last 4 years, the Iris Project has grown from a seed into a fully operating organization. And this year, we found ourselves a new home with the incredible Global Fund for Children, who have welcomed us in and allowed us to strengthen and expand our partnerships with the young leaders that we work with. I want to thank Iris's family. I want to thank our generous donors, our steering committee, our youth advisors, and our brilliant little team, Francis, Anouk, and Ankisa. You are all what makes this work possible. We also need to thank the 1,552 teams from over 100 countries that applied this year for the prize. It's our biggest number yet. And to the 31 shortlisted projects, each of you is doing vital work. We're working hard to grow our community of partners and donors so that next year and the years to come, our reach can go even further. In a world where headlines so often feel bleak, I hope that this next hour gives you the space to feel hope, joy, and optimism. Because today we announce this year's winners and runners-up, who join a community of 20 grantee partners, already delivering powerful change for nature. This year alone, the Uru Uru team from Bolivia have seen the return of once extinct flamingos, and Guardianes del Estuario in Guatemala have corrected a long-standing misclassification of a mussel species, ensuring that future conservation is built on accurate science. And Bang Circular in Sierra Leone have built more than 300 beehives across 8 communities, leading to an 80% increase in bee populations. Now, what's happening here is much bigger than a prize. It's a movement, and it's a movement led by young people, shaping solutions and driving change, rising up together to create a better world for generations to come. Supporting young innovators isn't optional, it's essential if we want a safer, more sustainable future. Now, without further ado, I'm really, really excited to introduce our first speaker, Desmond Alagnoa. Desmond is the co-founder of the Green Africa Youth Organization, a youth-led movement pioneering circular waste management across Africa, and a judge for this year's Iris Prize. Since founding Gaio in 2014, Desmond and his team have built the zero waste model into a solution that creates jobs, empowers communities, and has already diverted over 170 tons of waste from landfills, work that won global recognition with the 2024 Earthshot Prize. Over to you, Desmond.
Thank you so much, Millie, and thank you so much, everyone who's joining us today. I consider this a privilege to actually speak with everyone, and thank you to the amazing applicants that have gone through this whole process. I said I consider this an opportunity to speak with everyone because just like Millie mentioned, when I also started about 11 years ago, I was barely in the university and I had no clue where I was headed. But one thing I've seen, and I have seen it also reading through a lot of the applications that came on my desk, is that just as clueless as I used to be, and I still dreamed really big. I saw people's dreams when I was reviewing the applications. And those dreams just made me to pause at every few minutes and reflect and try to think about those days if somebody told me that dreaming big was something that was as important in driving energy that you need to actually go far. If I would believe that person, I think that today's generation is they understand the concept, and most of the people that actually apply understood that dreaming big is the beginning of the process. You need to recognize that limitations will only actually make you not even go further or take the first step. One thing that I want to highlight here that relates much more about my story in growing and actually taking up climate as a portfolio that I want to focus my career on is that I received so many no's. It got to a point where I started actually uh, coming to conclusion that if you deny yourself of ever experiencing no, then you are guaranteed to not succeed. And so most of you who go through this and those of you who are joining today who did not apply, what I'm trying to say in with this statement is that believe in yourself and make sure you take the first step and recognize that if you receive a no, it's actually an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to actually succeed as you try more. One thing that resonated very well with me. So when I was I think 3 years into starting Gaio. I started Gaio as a student and with other students from the University of Cape Coast in Ghana. And the whole thing was much more driven by passion than the recognition that this can actually give you the career you want in life. And I saw a lot of people pouring out their passion with the initiatives that they are leading. Now, what sometimes this passion can do to you if care is not taken is the fact that you sometimes talk about a solution as though everyone is living in your local context. Now, that gives some limitation when the narrative and when the language used is not as vast and is not in alignment with how things are named or labeled or framed globally. So there were stages where I had to pause and just go through what somebody want to say. The idea is clear. The passion is clear. And you could see the effort. But then just taking that step to realize that how I frame it has to also rhyme across board is very important. And I'm mentioning this for future applications, whether it is with the Iris Prize or it was elsewhere. And then one other thing that I also wanted to mention, and these things I say them really with so much with so uh, with so much empowerment to all of you, because they also are things that I passed through when I was building Gaio. One other thing is the fact that every initiative sort of had this old belief that they are already making it, which is really good. When you believe in what you are doing and when you are actually having things that you are taking the box on daily basis, it's really, really good in order for you to have the motivation to continue. What sometimes becomes a bit tricky is that if you oversell the idea and you do not showcase proof or there is no opportunity for people to research and see it, then it creates a bit of doubt, and that doubt does not really promote your cause. So what I'm trying to say is that in this day and age, people need consistency with where you start from, where you currently are, and what you anticipate to become in the near future. And you don't need to over sell that aspect, especially if you don't have the evidence, because then it can mar the whole effort that you already put in place. I am happy to be here with all of you, and I think I'm already connected with some of you on social media and some of my colleague judges as well that I'm learning from. And I'm really, really looking forward to every conversation that's going to happen here. Feel free to post questions, feel free to reach out later, and I'm happy to, keep engaging. But my last thing that I want to say is that Everybody that I judged almost either made it or almost made it. That is to tell you that if you receive a no, it meant that you almost crossed the bar to a yes, except that resources are limited and some people will have to wait for a next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Desmond. Our next speaker is Aruna Bangura. Aruna is the founder of Bang Circular, and now he first caught our attention as a Seed Prize runner-up in 2023 before winning the STEM Prize last year. In that time, Aruna has grown Bang Circular from an idea into a thriving organization that creates sustainable, nature-based livelihoods for his community. Through beekeeping, forest protection, education, and product innovation, Aruna is building income opportunities while restoring ecosystems and protecting biodiversity. Over to you, Aruna.
It's a profound honor to stand before you as one of 2023 runners-up and also as a winner. First of all, I would like to congratulate all those who sent in the application and to this year winner. But before I start, I would like to borrow the word from Greta, who says that you are never too small to make a difference. This journey today is not just to celebrate achievements, but also for us to reflect the journey that began with something small. I first entered the Irish as a competitor. I didn't fully have a form idea or a published presentation. What I see was to have a seed idea that rooted in curiosity and also the desire to make a difference. I call it a bee life, just like what I've seen today to our prize winner, starting small. And that small beginnings will nurture you with care, patience, and grow into something extraordinary. And to our winners, being named a runners-up on either a winner is a pivotal role. But also for me, it has taught me that recognition is not only about being first, it's about being seen, being heard, and being encouraged to keep going. So the experience gave me the time to reflect and refine and connect with my purpose. But also, for my experience, I've also learned that growth doesn't happen overnight or neither during the day. It's a process, it's a trial, and also an error. It's kind of like a room for you to listen to feedback, of staying open to change, and then embrace the idea that there are setbacks coming out. And also, they are not failure, they are invitation for us to evolve, just like those who apply and never make it to the final. It's a process for you to evolve and evolve and evolve. It refines you. So I allowed my project to grow originally and guided my curiosity rather than the urgency. So it's an opportunity for our prize winners. So this year, I stand before you as a past 2024 STEM winner. I carry those lessons with me. I've come to understand that making different is better than the change. It's not a race, it's a rhythm. So just sit, relax, and listen as your project goes. It's about showing up consistently, even when you feel like progress are slow in or having all those unanswered questions. They are the mentors who keeps listening to you. So it's about trusting that your idea matters, even when it's all talking about shapes, other wants to redefine it for you, other things that's you need to change something. This message is typically to the next cohort of winner. I want you not to start, but also don't be afraid when you start small. Don't wait for perfection because it won't come anytime soon. Begin with what you have and where you are. Let your idea breathe and allow you to breathe in you as you breathe with you. So let it surprise you by communicating your impact and making progress, even when you feel like you don't want to do it again and again and again. And it's time for you to surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking, as people always make you grow, and support yourself. And most importantly, give yourself the growth permission to take the curiosity and challenges and dream and try to make it much as possible for you to enjoy your dream while sleeping. So this year winners, the award is more than just a platform for transformation and growth. It's a space where your ideas are nurtured, where your young minds are empowered and fight for our motherland path. It's also been seen that it's an opportunity for you to go out there and defend the defenseless, and where the future is shaped by your solutions. Enough is brave, but much more enough is where the beginning starts. I'm grateful to be part of the Irish community. I'm so inspired by the brilliancy of your project and the passion that I've seen in each of us as young people. And it's whether or not just where your journey starts, it's already a project for you to dream deeper. In this process, remember my quotation, the Be Life. Start small, stay curious, trust the process and growth, because you do not find where you see the smallest idea can lead to the biggest impact. So don't underestimate what brings you here. Thank you for this incredible opportunity. My name is Aruna Bangura. I'm from Sierra Leone, and I'm also a past STEM prize winner, also runners up.
Thank you so much, Aruna. And finally, from me, I am really excited to introduce one of the stars of the show, Francisco Lara Fletes. Francisco is from Costa Rica and has been an IRIS project advisor for the past 2 years. With a background in climate and marine governance, he is an extraordinary connector, advocate, and mentor. And today, he'll be our MC. Fran's work spans oceans, climate policy, and community building. He has designed national campaigns, contributed to marine conservation, and negotiated at international youth and climate forums. A natural ecosystem builder, Fran brings energy, action, and heart into everything that he does. And we are so grateful to have him with us today. Over to you, Fran.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I feel so glad and so honored to be here with all of you today. I really appreciate your time for joining us, and particularly to our partners and friends who are here with us. On behalf of the IRIS Project Youth Advisory Board, we deeply appreciate the immense support you've given to the applicants and to this process as well. And I want to start by asking you to picture this. 1,552 stories. That's a lot. That's 1,552 challenges and also 1,552 solutions from all over the world. It's inspiring to see how passionate young people are in every corner of this globe. And it is also helpful in today's world to witness so many examples of projects and actions led by youth and local communities. As one of the advisors going through this process, it's really, it gives you some sort of hope and happiness. Reviewing applications, conducting interviews, and learning what young people and communities are doing is a constant reminder of the greatness of youth. It shows the power of people, the dreams we share, the problems we face together, and more particularly, the solutions that can only be built collectively. Each year, at the IRIS Prize, we welcome 3 winners and 6 runners-up across 3 prize categories. And believe me, with more than 1,500 applicants and projects, choosing them is not an easy work. It's not an easy task. Both winners and runners-up receive grant funding, mentorship, and capacity building support to help them start, grow, or scale their projects over the coming year. This ecosystem, what the IRIS Project has built by putting people and trust at the center, is invaluable. An ecosystem that will grow now with a new cohort of grantees. So with no further ado, are you ready to welcome them?
The Seed Prize celebrates groundbreaking ideas at their very beginning. On this year's shortlist, solar is powering frontline health clinics, dugongs are being protected, new species of frogs mapped, school gardens are feeding refugee communities, while art is opening new ways to observe our changing climate. These are new ideas already taking root with power to transform entire communities. STEM Prize shines a light on small-scale projects. On this year's shortlist, mangrove nurseries, beehives, and shaded schoolyards are building resilience. Mushroom farms provide food and income, while waste is stopped before it reaches rivers. Textiles are remade, rivers studied, bees protected. From mussels in Wales to biocontrol in Nepal, these are practical innovations rooted in community, ready to grow. And the Iris Prize recognizes established projects, already changing lives and ready to scale. On this year's shortlist, pollinator corridors transforming cities and hydroponic farms feeding communities. Native forests restored in the Himalayas. Mangroves planted to protect coastlines. Clean air is defended in Mongolia, and community agroecology is thriving in Paraguay. These projects have proven they work and are ready to make even more impact.
What a beautiful video. So many projects, so many ideas, so many people thriving and building the solutions of this world needs. I'm just curious, from all of the shortlisted projects that we show you today, which ones are your favorites? If you're curious and you want to learn more about these projects, make sure to look on our Instagram post because we have them there for you to see them. But now I want to start with the seed prize. That's the first of the 3 categories that we have. And for this seed prize, our 2 runners-up are Oasis Creative Labs in Tunisia and a confidential project in Peru. Oasis Creative Lab, congratulations for winning this prize. Oasis Creative Lab aims to establish a community-based feminist environmental creative space that documents GAVSA's climate transformations, focusing on women's and youth narratives. The identity of our second runner-up project will remain confidential because of the potential security risk to this project. But this incredible initiative, led by youth, plans to implement training spaces for mainly indigenous and rural youth, promoting their leadership in defending water and forests from illegal aquifer mining. Congratulations once again to both of them. We are really excited to help you grow this seed into a stem. Now, for the winner of this year, seed prize, which stood out from the crowd as a thoughtful conservation initiative grounded in community, it is my pleasure to present to you and to announce Project La Wood from the Philippines. This initiative, this wonderful initiative, is dedicated to protecting dugongs through a powerful combination of science, community engagement, and policy advocacy. And if you're not familiar with dugongs, well, I really encourage you to look them up, because once you see them, you'll also start to care and protect such a unique and beautiful species. So congratulations to Christian, Patrick, and Diofel, the inspiring leads of this project. We're now going to share a short video for you to get to know them a little bit more and a little bit about their project. And right after, we'll give Christian the floor.
Sa katubigan ng Sarangani Bay, tahimik at mapayapang kumakain ng seagrass ang mga dugong. Sa halip na sirain ang mga seagrass, ikinakalat nila ang mga buto nito. At sa kanilang pagtubo, nagkakaroon ng bagong tahanan ang mga isda at shellfish na bumubuhay sa ating pamayanan. Ito rin ay isang natural na imbakan ng carbon na nakababawas sa bilis ng pag-init ng dagat at pagtaas ng level ng tubig dulot ng climate change.
Subalit sa kabila ng mga conservation efforts, patuloy pa rin ang pagbaba ng bilang ng mga dugong. Sila'y natatrap sa lambat, itinataboy ng coastal development na aapektuhan ng polusyon at nawawalan ng tirahan. Ngayon, sila ay kinukonsider na critically endangered sa Pilipinas.
Sa una, daghan, pero karon minus na tungod sa ang dagat, medyo polluted na.
Tahimik man sila at hindi tanyag tulad ng ibang hayop, ang kanilang presensya sa ating baybayin ay napakahalaga sa ating komunidad. At kung maghihintay pa tayo, maaaring tuluyan na silang mawala.
Kaya naman, binuo namin ang Project Lawod. Layunin namin na pagsamahin ang local ecological knowledge at citizen science upang maibalik sa dating bilang ang mga dugong. Magsisimula kami dito sa Sarangani Bay Protected Seascape kung saan namamataan pa sila ngunit bihirang naitatala.
Sa tulong ng Seed Prize, makikinig kami sa mga mangingisdang matagal na naglalayag at sa mga mamamayang nakatira malapit sa baybayin, mga saksi sa galaw ng alon at pagbabago sa dagat. Itatanong namin kung saan makikita ang mga dugong, ano ang kanilang kinakain at ano ang mga panganib na kanilang ikinahaharap.
Magsasanay kami ng 3 young marine biologists at bibigyan sila ng kagamitan katulad ng drone upang magsagawa ng aerial surveys sa 2 piling lugar. Sabay naming susuriin kung saan sila naninirahan, pag-aaralan kung ano ang kanilang kilos at titipunin ang kailangang impormasyon upang sila ay maprotektahan.
Pagsasamahin namin ang mga datos at kwento ng mga komunidad upang makabuo ng mga mapa at ulat. Sa pamamagitan ng advokasya, magagamit ang mga ito sa pagpaplano para sa Sarangani Bay at mapalakas ang mga hakbang tungo sa konserbasyon.
Masalba ang dugong kung ang tao mag-amping sa kinayahan.
Mula sa puntong ito, hangad naming bumuo ng isang bagay na pangmatagalan. Isang tunay na pagtutulungan sa pagitan ng aghamdagat, mga mangingisda at mga dugong na nakaugat sa respeto, kaalaman at malasakit.
Umaasa kami na balang araw, ang munting alon ng pagkilos mula sa Sarangani Bay ay magiging inspirasyon sa iba dito sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo.
Mabuhay from the heart of Marine Coral Triangle, the Philippines. On behalf of the Project Lawod team, our warmest greetings to you all. I am here today incredibly humbled and deeply honored to accept the Seed Prize. To the entire IRIS project, thank you. Thank you for believing in our mission and for giving us this powerful opportunity to turn our passion for marine conservation into meaningful action. This award, of course, belongs to every single member of the Project Lawod team. Your unwavering dedication and your love for the ocean are the true reasons we are here today. Like Iris Goldsmith, many of us felt the ocean's call at a very young age. We felt a duty to become a warrior for our Mother Nature, to protect the world she loved so dearly. Her legacy is a guiding light for us. Young people everywhere carry both the burden for today's crisis and the hope of tomorrow's solutions. Around the world, youth are stepping forward with bold and innovative ideas, and that the nature will be revived. The IRIS project tears down the barriers such as a lack of resources, limited opportunities, and the challenge of being heard. It empowers a young change-maker to lead and amplify our efforts so that local action can ripple into global impact. Here in the Philippines, Lawod means deep, open ocean. It is a place of wonder, of life, and for our gentle dugongs, a place of growing uncertainty. Dugongs are gardeners of the sea. They feed on seagrass, and by feeding, spread its seed to keep the beds healthy, to protect fish, shellfish, and entire food webs that sustain coastal communities. They even help us fight climate change, as seagrass beds capture and store carbon. Yet today, dugongs are classified as critically endangered in our country. Once present across the much of the archipelago, they are now becoming or found only in a handful of sites like Palawan and Sarangani Bay, where sightings are becoming rarer each year. They face threats, various threats, such as entanglement in fish nets, pollutions, and destructions of seagrass habitats from unchecked coastal development. And if we wait for too long, we risk losing not only the dugong, but also the seagrass ecosystem and the coastal heritage they support. In the Philippines, we often sing the words, "Ang lahat ng bagay ay magkaugnay," which means everything is connected. The fate of the dugong is tied to the fate of the seagrass, to the fish and food it shelters, and to the lives of people along our coast. Protecting one means protecting all. But time is running out. Every year of delay makes the path to recovery harder. And yet, in every challenge, there is also opportunity, an opportunity for young people, communities, and partners to act together before it is too late. That is why we created Project Lawood. To bridge wisdom across generations, we will listen to the stories of longtime fishers who have spent their lives reading the tides, and we combine them with tools of young marine biologists who bring innovative technologies, mapping, and science into the effort. Together, we are creating a living map of dugong habitats in the Sarangani Bay, translating knowledge into action and building advocacy that can influence conservation policy in the protected seascape and beyond. With the support of this seed prize, we can train young people, equip communities, and strengthen a movement rooted in both knowledge and care. Our goal? It is simple yet profound. To make sure that the dugongs are not just stories to tell or retell our children, but a living symbols of resilience for generations to come. This prize is a catalyst and the seed that will help us grow this movement. We will work to turn awareness into action so that the story of dugong is not one of loss, but one of hope and recovery for generations to come. On behalf of Project Lawood, we accept this award in memory of Iris and with a renewed promise to be the guardian she knew the world needed. Maraming salamat po and thank you.
Thank you, Christian. And thank you for being the guardians that the ocean and the world needs. Once again, congratulations, because I really look forward to seeing the transformative journey that your project and the dugongs are about to embark on. Now onto the STEM Prize. This year's two runners-up for the STEM Prize are the Waste Gobbler from Ghana and Regis Oil in Uganda. The Waste Gobbler addresses pollution in heavily affected river in Accra by collecting waste with machines and floating barricades and working with partners to ensure its proper disposal. Regis Oil aims to address the environmental and agricultural challenges of the Nekivale refugee settlement. Through vermicomposting, they transform food into organic fertilizer, breaking down waste into nutrient-rich compost. Congratulations to these two innovative projects rooted in community and local action as well. And on to this year's STEM Prize winner, who was the 2024 runner-up. This team honestly continually stood out as a group that is using art as a powerful tool for citizen science, bringing the Santa Catarina River in Nuevo León, Mexico to life. Viaje al Microcosmos de Nuevo León is reconnecting the city with its river. This work fills campaigns for legal action, large-scale restoration, long-term short stewardship, ensuring that the river's future is shaped by care, imagination, and justice. Viaje al Microcosmos de Nuevo León, congratulations for being this year's STEM Prize winner. Let's watch a video of them. And right after, speaking on behalf of this team, we'll have Andrea sharing her thoughts.
En 2010, un huracán golpeó Monterrey, pero al pasar la tormenta ocurrió algo inesperado. La infraestructura, que durante décadas había invadido el cauce del río Santa Catarina, fue arrasada. La naturaleza, que había esperado en silencio, por fin pudo respirar, y un nuevo ecosistema comenzó a extenderse por toda la ciudad.
Sabíamos que era posible. Un río sano puede convertirse en un corredor verde para la biodiversidad. Puede recargar los mantos acuíferos, refrescar el aire a su alrededor y brindar protección natural contra las inundaciones, específicamente a las comunidades que viven junto a él.
Sin embargo, hay quienes todavía no reconocen su enorme potencial. Proyectos de urbanización, la contaminación y la falta de visión de las autoridades locales amenazan con borrar lo que la naturaleza ha logrado recuperar. Por eso, estamos conectando a nuestras comunidades con el río Santa Catarina, transformándolo en un laboratorio vivo y generador de historia.
Las y los jóvenes lideramos exploraciones que combinan ciencia ciudadana, arte y saberes locales. Cada garza, cada pez y cada mariposa se convierte en una historia que compartir, un dato valioso para la investigación y una imagen poderosa para nuestra lucha.
Juntas y juntos, impulsamos acciones para proteger legalmente al río, restaurar su ecosistema y fomentar un cuidado a largo plazo liderado por las comunidades. Porque el futuro del río no debe construirse desde el abandono, sino desde la imaginación y la justicia.
Vimos una convocatoria de mi hermana y yo de recorrer el río, de senderismo, y cuando bajamos me sorprendió mucho que pudiéramos bajar. Antes de eso yo consideraba el río como que estaba sucio, que estaba, no sé, que no se podía entrar, que era ilegal entrar, cuando pues no, o sea, y puedes hacer actividades aquí y tiene más vida de la que desde fuera se ve.
Casi 600 científicos y científicas ciudadanos locales hemos incrementado el número de especies registradas en el río. Pasamos de 732 a 1280. Ahora que están documentadas, es más fácil exigir su protección legal.
Más de 500 personas han contribuido a nuestra bitácora del agua. Compartimos sus datos con las autoridades locales para exigir soluciones frente a la contaminación por aguas residuales.
Gracias al STEM Prize podremos equipar a más juventudes con kits de exploración mejorados. Esto se traduce en monitoreos más robustos, mayor conciencia ambiental y mejores herramientas legales para defender nuestro entorno.
Esto nos acerca más a un río vivo, no olvidado ni atrapado en cemento, sino protegido, restaurado y lleno de vida para generaciones futuras.
Desde Monterrey, soñamos con inspirar una ola global de cuidado por los ríos, liderada por jóvenes de todo el mundo.
Hola! We would like to thank Iris's family, the wonderful team at the Iris Project for this recognition, our families and friends who have supported us throughout the last 4 years, and above all, the extraordinary community of Un Río en el Río, who walk with us in the fight to protect our Santa Catarina River here in Monterrey, Mexico. I've been tasked with telling you a story, and for this, I invite you to close your eyes. It is Sunday morning, and the sun has only begun to warm the desolate concrete of the city. From the car window, the Santa Catarina looks like a dry channel, held captive between two busy highways. But once you pause for a moment, the scene comes to life. One time a month, more than 100 people wander its improvised paths with us. Some pause beneath the shade of a willow, enjoying the silence, broken only by the call of birds. Others kneel low, capturing with their cameras the flowers that have found shelter between stones. For years, we have walked those riverbanks, simply watching the river's inhabitants and sharing their wonder. One morning, under the roar of traffic, our group noticed a pool teeming with life. Hundreds of fish swam against the current, and among them, one caught our eye. A flash of blue, a shimmer of orange fins. We captured it on video and shared it with our friends at the Ichthyology Lab at Nuevo Leon's Autonomous University. Their confirmation was surprising. This was the first recorded sighting of Cyprinella lutrensis in the Santa Catarina River, a species protected under Mexican law. That discovery stopped us in our tracks. Not every river has fish, especially one hidden between the roar of the city. To see them here, shimmering in the sunlight, felt almost poetic. It was a reminder of resilience in its purest form. Life persisting in a place no one ever thought to look. And it gave us a lesson we carry in everything we do. What we do not know, we cannot love, and what we do not love, we cannot protect. You can open your eyes now. The Ciprinella was just one of many revelations. Our community has documented over 1,000 species in this river: the spiny softshell turtle, my favorite, the American beaver, and more than 100 species of birds, just to name a few. Each sighting adds to the living archive of resilience, and each record strengthens the case for the urgent recognition of the Santa Catarina River as a protected natural area, leading its way to its restoration. A healthy river, loved by its community, never to be buried under concrete again. That is the work of Vieja el Microcosmos: to name, to notice, and to tell stories that reveal the hidden beauty and importance of the Santa Catarina River. With our community, we monitor its water, document its biodiversity, and create art that makes it visible and personal. Every walk, every photograph, every observation is an act of care and a step towards transforming public imagination. We are deeply grateful for the organizations that have joined us in this vision: the IRIS Project, Lab Nuevo León, Conexiones Climáticas, Wikimedia México, and Un Río en el Río, including Senderio and La Bola, who walk the river with us every month and inspiring us to keep protecting it. Today, the Santa Catarina River is at a tipping point. For the first time in nearly a century, it is recovering ecologically, and yet unchecked development and water pollution threaten to erase this very fragile progress. This is why this award matters so deeply. With it, we will equip a new generation of river stewards, young people who will continue exploring, monitoring, and defending our river. We will carry forward the practice of looking closely, of finding the fish, of recognizing that each small miracle of nature is a reason to fight for a future where this river not only survives, but thrives. The story of the Santa Catarina is not just about water or biodiversity. It's about people choosing to defend a place, to weave their lives into its survival. It's about hope, care, and the quiet courage of those who pay attention. And it is an honor to be here carrying this story alongside you. On behalf of Liz, Pimes, Mar, Susie, Edu, Alma, and myself, we thank you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Andrea, and congratulations again to the amazing team of Viaja al Microcosmos de Nuevo León, and to all the people that has been involved in this wonderful initiative, advocating for the conservation of this river and the restoration as well through art and through getting to know the environment and the ecosystem that lives in there. And now, here it comes, the IRIS Prize, the last prize winners, and one of the most incredible projects along with the ones that we already saw. This year's runners-up are projects centered in community, territory dynamics, and agriculture. Such a blend of solutions for today's challenges. Let's congratulate our runners-up, Guerrilla Verde from Paraguay and Smartel from Nigeria. Guerrilla Verde seeks to restore the relationship between people and nature by creating community and family gardens. The project includes producing medicinal and aromatic plants, native flowers, and succulents, and it seeks to generate sustainable income by creating agroecological nurseries. Smartel, on the other hand, has developed innovative hydroponic systems in response to soil erosion and degradation. These systems enable farmers to grow crops without soil, synthetic fertilizer, and 90% less water, all while restoring the environment as well. Congratulations to these IRIS runners-up. We really can't wait to see how you bloom next. Finally, this year's IRIS Prize winner. This is an amazing project working to end Mongolia's air pollution. Such a bold and ambitious goal, which we are sure you guys are gonna do it. And They are also aiming to ensure a sustainable future with clean air and a healthy climate. This dynamic team provides public education, influences multi-level stakeholders, transforms policies and narratives, connects communities, and advances collaborative solutions. This is the power of young people, and this is the power of an ambitious dream and a realistic initiative. It is my absolute honor to announce Breathe Mongolia as this year's IRIS Prize winner. Congratulations to this amazing team. Let's gonna watch a video to learn one thing or two about this situation, about this team, about the organization, and let's get inspired. Right after, speaking on behalf of this team, we will have Ankun joining us.
Бид далай тэнгисээс аслагдсан өндөр уул нурууд ихтэй өндөрлөг газарт амьдардаг. Улаанбаатар хот шиг уул нуруудаар хүрээлэгдсэн газарт утаа агаарт удаан тогтож өгддөг бөгөөд энэ агаараараа бид амьсгалж байна. Монголд ялангуяа өвлийн улиралд агаарын бохирдол аюултай түвшинд тогтмолорч агаарын чанарын хэмжих төхөөрөмжийн хэмжиж чадах хэмжээнээс давдаг. Бохирдолтой мөч бүрийн давтамжаар бидний амьсгалах эрх зөрчигдөж байна. Уур амьсгалын өөрчлөлтөөс үүдэн малчид хүн царилтай тулгарч мянган гэр бүл хот суурин газар руу нүсээр байна. Гэвч хот суурин газрын дэд бүтэц бүтээн байгууламж өрх бүрийг цэвэр үнийн хүртээмжтэй эрчим хүч дулаанаар хангаж чадахгүй байгаа тул бид өвлийн хүйтнийг давахын тулд нүүрстүүлэх хэрэгтэй болдог. Гэхдээ бид ийм байдлыг хүлээн зөвшөөрч дасан зохицож болохгүй. Харин ч бид хамтарч дуу хоолойгоо нэгтгэж бохирдлыг арилгахын тулд тууштай байх шаардлагатай.
Агаарын харуулт буюу Breathe Mongolia төрийн бас байгууллага нь цэвэр агаарын төлөө уур амьсгалын өөрчлөлтийн эсрэг олон талаас нэгдсэн баг бүрэлдэхүүн юм аа. Бид байгууллага улс орондын уялдаа холбоог бэхжүүлж түншлэлийн хүрээнд асуудлыг том зургаар нь харж шийдвэрлэхээр ирмэлцлэн ажиллаж байна. Ингэхдээ эргээд олон нийтийг чадахжуулж, хүртээмжтэй бодлогыг дэвшүүлж, уур амьсгалын өөрчлөлтийг сааруулах, мөн агаарын бохирдлыг бууруулах, уялдаа холбоог онцлон нийгэм байгаль орчны шударга тэгш байдлыг бий болгохын төлөө ажиллаж байна. Үүнд бид агаарын бохирдолд хамгийн ихээр өртөж буй иргэдийнхээ дуу хоолойг сонсож, цэвэр агаарын төлөөх бодлого, шийдвэрийг хамтран боловсруулах нь нэн зүйтэй байна. Өнгөрсөн жил манай байгууллага нь цэвэр агаарын төлөөх дуу хоолойгоо хүргэх 600 залуусыг чадахжуулан ажилласан ба үүнээс гадна бид байгаль орчны асуудал, бодит баримттай хараат бус мэдээлэл хүргэх сэтгүүлчдийг чадахжуулан ажилласан билээ. Мөн 2024 онд бид энийн эмийн байгууллагууд, судлаач, мэрэгчлэнтэй хамтран иргэдийн оролцоог дэмжиж, агаарын бохирдлын асуудлаар олон нийтийн сонсгол хийгээгүүр алж 71,000 гаруй иргэдийн гар үсэг цуглуулж чадсан билээ.
Манай байгууллагын хувьд гадны их сургуулиудтай хамтраад Монгол гэрийн дулаан алдагдлыг багасгах, тэгээд хямд төсвөрүүнээр дулаалгын бүтээгдэхүүнийг иргэдэд санал болгох чиглэлээр ажилладаг. Агаарын харуулт төрийн бас байгууллагатай хамгийн сүүлийн үед бид 25 онд манай сэргээг төрчин хүчний төслөлтөөр Breathe Mongolia-гийн зүгээс яг нүүрс түлж байгаа, гал түлж байгаа айлын дотоод агаарын чанар тэгээд ерөнхийдөө сэргээг төрчин хүч рүү шилжсэн байгаа айлын дотоод агаарын чанарын ялгааг хэмжсэн тийм судалгаа бид дундаасаа гаргасан байгаа.
Бусад нөгөө шинээр түрэн гарч ирж байгаа жижиг төрийн бус тий байгууллагуудыг бас манлайлаад биднийг өөрийнхөө одоо үйл ажиллагаанд нэгтгээд тэгээд энэ агаарын бохирдлын чиглэлээр болон уур амьсгалын чиглэлээр сонирхож байгаа хүүхэд залуучуудыг маш ихээр одоо татдаг, өөртөө татдаг юм байгууллага одоо.
IRIS Prize-ийн дэмжлэгтэйгээр Breathe Mongolia илүү өргөн хүрээнд илүү олон хүмүүст хүрч ажиллах боломжтой болж байна. Бид илүү олон хүмүүсийн дуу хоолой сонсогдох нөхцөл байдлыг бүрдүүлж, зөвхөн агаарын бохирдлыг бууруулах бодлого биш, агаарын бохирдлыг үүсгэж буй шударга бус үндсэн шалтгаануудыг шийдвэрлэх бодлогыг шаардаж ажилласаар байх болно. Манай баг хүн бүр цэвэр агаартай, эрүүл аюулгүй орчинд амьдрах эрхээ эзлэх боломжтой болтол тууштай ажилласаар байх болно.
Hello, and thank you so much from our team at Breathe Mongolia, in Mongolia and in the US and across 15 countries across the world where we're working together remotely and in person to protect our skies and our fundamental right to a clean air. Breathe Mongolia, in our local language, we translate it to Agani Harol, which roughly means protectors of the sky. And we call ourselves Sky Warriors, in order to signify that what we're really trying to do is not only to protect a fundamental right to clean air, but to protect our skies and to keep them blue. So the problem that we're trying to address, and I think it's the same with all the problems that have been presented today, and the solutions that have been presented today, is intersectional in nature. They're not, a lot of the problems we're addressing is a symptom of larger, deeper structural issues that have a lot to do with nothing that we can control or nothing that we've contributed to, but they're systems that are so ingrained and that seem so immovable, but it takes a team of young people with a lot of purpose and with a lot of building expertise in order to tackle them. And the problem that we're trying to tackle is air pollution. And in the video, you saw shots of us during the summer. And during the summer in Mongolia, it's 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, so it's warm, it's nice, air pollution is a lot lower. But during the winter season, which is the season that it's starting out right now, it reaches up to negative 40 degrees across the country, and especially in the provincial centers and in the capital, where there is a lot of settlement areas. There's not a lot of there's not enough energy infrastructure in order to support everyone to have to heat their homes and to keep them safe. And especially recently, due to the negative impact of climate change, a lot of hurting families are losing their traditional way of life and having to move to provincial centers and cities for economic opportunities, for educational opportunities, and for health services. And because of that, the energy infrastructure is further burdened. And because of this, a lot of families have to burn coal and wood and other materials in order to stay just safe and warm in their homes. And because of this, we have air pollution. But when we first started out the project, we didn't want to just deal with the symptoms of air pollution. We wanted to deal with the root causes and the fundamental issues. And the reason why we decided to set up as an advocacy organization from the get-go was in order to be able to call out those fundamental unjust structures that were creating the problems in the first place. And one of the biggest actions that we've taken up to date is we've called for a public hearing in order to have decision makers sit directly across from the people who are most exposed to air pollution, sit across directly from the civil society organizations working with those people and groups, and to hear the problems themselves. And so earlier this year, we collected over 70,000 signatures to have the government hold a public hearing on air pollution. And out of that, we had a parliamentary legislation come out that committed to no longer investing in fossil fuel-based household energy interventions. And this is a really big deal for us because it meant that for the first time, the government was recognizing that fossil fuels were at the core of this issue and that investments in it should stop in order for us to stop air pollution. But unfortunately, for us, it wasn't just enough to change the policy, because not only a week later after this policy was passed, there was a tender put out to purchase more types of coal for heating during this winter season. And unfortunately, during this winter season, over 200,000 families across Mongolia will continue to burn coal in order to stay warm in their homes. And that is why winning the IRIS Prize means so much to us. Because what we're trying to do is not only to change policies. What we're trying to do is to change the norms and the values and the very guiding principles that are underpinning those policies and the mindsets of the individuals and the decision makers who are making those policies. And we've realized that that takes a lot more time and effort than the policies themselves. And so what we're trying to do with the support of the IRIS Prize is, one, to conduct research into what socio-ecological, environmental, and climate justice means in the local and in the Mongolian context. To go out and conduct research with herders and with people who are most exposed to environmental issues in Mongolia, and to hear directly from them how they relate to the environment, how that relationship has changed over time, and whether government policies, the way that it's addressing environmental injustice, aligns with the ways that environmental injustice is actually experienced on the ground. And using that research, we're going to be building the capacity of more than 30 young civil society stakeholders across Mongolia to have conversations about what environmental justice means in their own individual sectors of work that they're doing. And in order to look forward to forming a climate justice or an environmental justice coalition nationally, and to spread that out in a more regional sense. All in order to not only influence decisions, but influence the minds and the hearts that are driving those decisions. And so we want to say thank you so much to Iris's family, the Iris Project. I want to say thank you to our team in Mongolia and our hundreds of volunteers, advisors, board members across 15 countries. And this means a lot to us because it is not only a recognition of how far we've come, but it's also it's putting so much trust in our approach and in what we're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for all of this, for the amazing efforts, the advocacy, and also for building agency with communities and people around Mongolia and the world as well. This is what youth power looks like. We now have a cohort of sky warriors, ocean warriors, and river warriors as well. Today's nature protectors. To all the winners, congratulations once again, and thank you for making this world a better place, for caring, working, and dreaming about what is worth fighting for. To the 1,552 applicants, thank you for inspiring us, for reminding us that there is so much to do and that the solutions are already out there. And that's our wrap. Thank you all for joining us today and for standing with us in our mission to empower young people to protect and restore nature. We hope you leave not only inspired, but also hopeful and motivated to take action, because that's what we need in this critical decade. If you'd like to learn more about these projects or explore opportunities to collaborate, please reach out to us. And don't forget, share the prize winner films and this year's award trailer across your social media to spread the word even further. Community is our strength, and together there is no limit on what we can achieve. Goodbye.